Good morning. I am Prabhu Benmarad, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, BLDECT, Vijaypur. In this video, I am going to discuss about input modeling. In previous lecture video, we have seen the different development steps for useful input model. So here we will discuss in detail each and every step. So the following flowchart shows the steps for development of useful model of input data. In first step, we will collect data from the real world system of our interest. In second step, we will identify the probability distribution to represent the input process. In third step, we will choose a parameter of the distribution family, and in fourth step, we will evaluate the chosen distribution and associated parameter for goodness of fit test. So if the chosen parameter and selected distribution is satisfying, or if it is good approximate of the data, then we will end up with the selected distribution family. Otherwise, we will repeat a step 2 by selecting a different family of the distribution and appropriate parameter estimator, right. So we will see each and every step one by one. The first step is collect the data from real world system of our interest. So the data collection is one of the biggest task in solving a real problem. So as we know already, the garbage in, garbage out. If the data which is supplied for simulation for the system, so there if it is a garbage, if it is not adequate information, then the simulation system, even though it is valid, but it will generate a result which are misleading, right. So inaccurately collected, if the data is collected inaccurately and inappropriately analyzed and not representative of the environment, so there what happens, it is going to produce a misleading information. So here we have some suggestions which might enhance and facilitate the data collection. They are, the first one is use full expenditure of the time is planning. So in advance we have to plan for collecting a data and collecting a data while pre-observing. So if necessary, devise forms for the data collection. So watch for unusual circumstances and consider how they are handled, and when possible videotape the system and extract the data by viewing the tape. When the data have been already collected by someone else, be sure to allow plenty of the times for converting a data into usable formats. So if the data is already available, try to convert it into different formats which is usable for the simulation of the system. The second suggestion is try to analyze the data as they are being collected, that is figure out whether the data being collected are adequate to provide a distribution needed as a input to the simulation, and also find whether any data being collected are useless to the simulation. If such a data existed, then discard, no need to use that data for the simulation. Third suggestion is try to combine the heterogeneous data sets, that is homogeneous data set, that is check the data for the homogeneity, so which is collected at successive time periods and during the same time period on the successive days. If such a data exists, then combine such a data and form only one set of the data. And fourth suggestion is be aware of the possibility of data censoring. The data censoring is nothing but incomplete data. If any data which is collected incomplete, then look at such a data and find out some of the steps to complete to have a complete data. The fifth suggestion is to discover whether there is a relationship between two variables and try to build the scatter diagrams. Sometimes an eyeball scan of the scatter diagram will indicate whether there is a relationship between two variables of interest. So, the second step is what here, once after the data collection is over and once the data is sufficiently available, then the second step is identify the probability distribution to represent a input process. So, here a frequency distribution or histogram is useful in identifying the shape of the distribution. A distribution can be constructed by using following steps, that is, first divide the range of the data into intervals. So, these intervals may be equal width or unequal width, and second step, label the axis, horizontal axis to conform to the intervals selected, find the frequency of the occurrence within each interval and label the vertical axis so that the total occurrence can be plotted for each interval, and fifth step is plot the frequencies on the vertical axis. So, let us consider an example. Here the x axis contains the number of the occurrences, that is frequency of the occurrences, and y axis contains, y axis is represented as the intervals. So, in first diagram the interval is 5, in second diagram the interval is 10, and in a third graph the interval is say 5, which has started from 25 and it will end up at 40. And let us consider another example which is related to vehicle arrival. So, the number of vehicles arriving at an intersection between 7 am and 7:05 am was monitored for 100 random working days. See, according to this information, so that is arrivals per period is what here, this column shows arrival per period and this is the frequency of the arrival. So, that is the arrival period 0 is having a frequency 12 and 1 is having 10 and so on. So, for this data we have constructed a histogram, right. So, first we have divided it into what here, number of the intervals, and we have represented the intervals into what here, frequencies. So, we can also use a scatter diagram to identify or understand the relationship between two variables which are related to the data. So, the first diagram shows, first graph shows strong correlation, second graph shows moderate correlation, and third one is no correlation between the data. And after that, once after knowing the shape of the data, the next step is what here, select a family of the distribution. A family of the distribution is selected based on the context of the input variable and shape of the histogram. So, frequently encountered distributions are what here, exponential distribution, normal distribution and Poisson distribution. So, these distributions we will use for solving the problem. So, which are frequently encountered distributions for simulation systems. So, the different family of the distributions are listed here. So, we can select any one family of the distribution. So, depends upon the structure of the input process, right. So, all these are what here, the family of the distribution. Input model could be any one of the distribution which may be belonging to any one of the distribution. So, depends upon that we have to select we have to assume a distributions here. And the third step is what here, once after selecting a particular family of the distribution, the next step is choose a parameter that determine a specific instance of the distribution family, right. So, here there are three different equations are given here.